Alright, well, welcome back. Today's video is 10 plus incredible facts about Germany. Now, I love this kind of stuff. I love little, interesting, fun facts and just little tidbits of stuff that you're just like, whoa. Where did that go? I love that kind of stuff. So I'm pretty excited for this video, and I'm just ready to get into it. So without further ado, 10 plus incredible facts about Germany. Claire Danes.
History. It is important. It is a gateway in which we can look back at those before us and reflect on what happened before and make the decision to change.
Agreed.
To be great and noble people or individuals. And in all of Europe, there is a country that has had history that has affected the world with sorrow within the last 100 years. But its people remain proud and right to stand for the tall and the small and focus on bettering themselves as positive individuals. Germany, a country filled with people of traditions who go about their day and make the world a better place. Welcome to FTD Facts, guys. My name is Dave Walpole, and I gotta say I'm really excited to be talking about Germany because, well, first of all, this is just a really interesting country that I have actually visited before. And one thing that's really great about it is you guys, the viewers, have been asking us to talk about Germany for a while. As a matter of fact, this video is way overdue. We've had people like...
Okay, so I'm going to stop him real quick here. It's an 11-minute video, so I don't want to talk too long, but I get a lot of comments, and stuff on videos, and it's like, I'm proud of my country, I'm proud to live here in Germany and stuff, and one of my favorite things that we get to see in life is people making mistakes. Like I've obviously made a million mistakes in my life, but I love it when people make mistakes, or in this case, a country makes mistakes, and they have that comeback story. And that seems like what everybody that, all the German people that comment on the videos and stuff, they're like, I'm so proud of my country. I love it. I love those kind of stories, man. I love that comeback story. I love it when an individual makes a mistake or, fails or something, and they have that comeback. So I love it. So I'm glad that, someone makes this video just talk about the interesting and incredible facts of Germany.
From a year ago asked us to talk about Germany, but we just haven't gotten around to doing it yet. But today is finally the day. Now, before I get in this video, guys, remind you of Grammarly.com. I'll talk about that at the end of this video. But before we jump into it, I also want to know from you guys, have you guys ever been to Germany? Do you guys want to go to Germany? If you live in Germany, holla out. Where are you from? What is the best thing about Germany down there? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, let us know a future video that you guys want us to talk about, where down there. So
it seems like such a beautiful, genuine country, and everybody I've talked to so far in the comments have all just been super, super kind, and I'm thankful. Germany seems awesome.
Today we are going to look at Germany, and it's been highly requested for a long time, and yes, we have yet to talk about it. And yes, this is a country that has indeed had a turbulent history, but the people of Germany look past it. So welcome to Germany. She is a powerful country with a population estimate of 82,175,700 people as of 2015, making it the 16th biggest country when it comes to population. And as a matter of fact, it's the largest country when it comes to population in all of Europe. Now, Germany is filled with a lot of traditions and value because,
there's more people than I thought.
Beyond
I remember
79% of the people living in Germany are from Germany and have ancestors who were in Germany as well. And for the rest of them, they all come from different parts of the world. And when we get into talking about this country, we got to talk about its land size because it is pretty big. As a matter of fact, it stands at 62 when it comes to being the largest country in the world, with a land size equaling 357,168 kilometers square. And in Europe, when it comes to people density, they have one of the highest with 227 people per square kilometer. Now, Germany, with their population, 59.3% of them identify as Christian and follow its path and its holidays. But oddly enough, in the country, 34.4% of people don't identify as religious at all. And the third highest demographic being in the people of Islamic faith, coming in at 5.5%. So, actually, Germany sits at the third highest for imports, and believe it or not, the third highest in exports when it comes to how much money it makes for all the countries in the world. Its imports and exports are astronomical. Imports equaling $989 billion, and its exports equaling $1.24 trillion. That's nuts. That's the biggest amount in all of Europe. As a matter of fact, that's one of the biggest ones we've ever talked about when it comes to countries. The only other one that we've talked about is China. And when it comes to import-exports, surprisingly, it's not oil like other countries, but it's cars.
I was gonna say,
because
yeah,
cars make up 12% of its exports and 4.7% of its imports. Now, the center of this financial might all comes from a big place called Berlin. She's not only the capital, but
Shocker.
she is the largest city in the country with over 3.6 million people.
Huge.
And although Germany was considered a country on February 2nd of 962 AD, it should be noted that prior to 1871, the country wasn't unified and actually had many different capitals all around the area. For example, Berlin was the capital of Prussia, and when the country unified together on January 18th of 1871, Berlin became the capital. And we should also probably mention that in the 1900s.
Okay, I'm very good about stopping things and saying comments or asking questions before he says it like 10 seconds later. But is that why there's so many different sovereign states that make up Germany, where they all like their own, I guess, I don't want to say individual countries, but how he said there's different areas and different capitals for each area, or were they all just each state, was it all just one area and with its own capital and they just all came together? Is that what happened? If I asked that correctly?
Berlin didn't always be the capital because of things like the war and, of course, the splitting of Germany after World War II. Sometimes Berlin got kicked out of being the capital and it went to other places as well. And speaking of splitting of Germany after World War II, did you guys know that it is now illegal to wave a Nazi flag within the country? Despite which you might feel about freedom of speech, they say, nope, this is an absolute hate crime, and I gotta love them for it.
Yeah.
And on top of that, if somebody in the country denies the Holocaust, they could actually be charged with a criminal offense. Now guys, here it is. We're not gonna get into this video and talk just about the war because, a lot of people already know about the war. They know that there was Nazi Germany there. I wanna talk about more positive things about the country, some things that you might already not know about. And what you might be interested to know is that the very first magazine was published in Germany. This was called Überblick Monats Unterredungen, which basically means edifying monthly discussions. And it was released in 1663 to 1668, and it was a philosophy of thought by Johann Rist, who was a poet from Hamburg. Alright, so in order to really...
Who would have thought that a magazine, for one, was that old? I mean, but what was... I shouldn't say was that old. I mean, just... I don't know, maybe I think differently, but to me, magazine just seems like a cheap newspaper that talks more about gossip. And who'd have thought that back in the 1600s? Yeah, that's awesome.
To understand Germany, one thing that you really got to know is it is a country of education, and they pride themselves with being very knowledgeable people. And they don't just take pride in education for their own students, but for the international ones as well. As a matter of fact, in 2014, it became one of the few countries that have not just dropped tuition fees for college for its own students, but for international students as well. Why am I not going to Germany for school? All right, I'm out of this video.
I
See
applaud
you
you
guys.
for that.
Bye.
That's very generous.
If you look at their literacy, they stand at 99%, and as for the universities, they have over 110 universities and technical universities, and as well as 220 universities for applied sciences. But out of all of them, the Heidelberg University is the oldest one in the country, being established...
That's a school? Or a university?
In 1386. Now, it is ranked as one of the highest universities for education within the country. And as a matter of fact, this university has had 56 Nobel Prize laureates.
I would feel like I was going to Hogwarts there. I mean, just, wow.
Come from that school, which pretty much puts it as first in
Look at
German
that.
universities with Nobel laureates and 13th in the world. And this university has over 30,000 students a year and has been operating since the days of the Holy Roman Empire. Now, speaking of Nobel laureates, let's take a look at Germany because they are one of the top 5 countries in the world to have the most Nobel Prize winners. To date, 2017, the country has 105 people who have received Nobel laureates. The first one being Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen for winning the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1901. And believe it or not, he got this award because he was the first man in the world to discover X-rays. That's right. Your X-rays that you get was discovered by a German man. Now let's take a deeper look into the culture of Germany, because there's one thing that I really want to talk about, and I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be like, yo, Dave, you can't talk about Germany without leaving this one awesome festival, and that is
Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest. Yeah. So for those who aren't sure, Oktoberfest is what you call a Volkfest, which is basically just a huge festival where you get to drink and eat and dance and just have a lot of fun. And this festival usually is held in Munich and is held for 16 to 18 days. Now, what's actually kind of weird about this festival is within Germany.
That is way longer than I thought it was going to be. See, when I thought about it, I thought it was going to be a little more like Mardi Gras down in New Orleans, you know, where it's just I think it's just like 4 or 5 days. I don't know. I've never been to it, but
they celebrate this in September and it goes pretty much till October. But however, if you go to other places around the world, say for example the Kitchener Festival, which is in Canada and is the second biggest Oktoberfest in the world, it happens at the second week of October, which is exactly a month later, and just so you guys know, I'm going to it this year. Yeah. But jumping back to the Munich one, in 2013 it had 7.7 million people attend. And this Bavarian festival has been in Munich since 1810. And this all began when citizens were allowed to join the royal wedding of Prince Ludwig and Therese of Saxe-Hildenbergenhausen on October 12, 1810. That's pretty cool. I did not know that Oktoberfest started all because of a wedding.
It's
A royal wedding.
That's pretty cool.
Now, Germany is also a country that has lots of UNESCO zones, or UNESCO zones. It's one for heritage, and out of all the countries that we've talked about here on FTD Facts, this country has the most UNESCO zones out of any of them. Coming in at a total of 42 official sites, from cathedrals to parks to castles to caves, it has it all. And one in particular, the Voltlingen Ironworks, is a structure that is extremely unique. So this structure is not picked obviously for its beauty because it's an ironwork, but it was picked for its significance in history, as it was a pinnacle spot for the European route of industrial heritage. It was built in 1873 and finished in 1883, and although it closed in 1986, it currently stands as a museum for an interactive experience on the making of iron. And of course, it is currently the only ironworks in all of Western Europe and the Americas that was built and equipped from the 19th century that still stands today. Impressive. So isn't Germany just a wonderful place that is filled with great opportunity and people of pride and heritage? So this is Germany, a country that has given so much back to the world in science, art, and philosophy. My name's Dave Walpole, guys, and I gotta say, you know, it's great. I learned some new things, especially about Oktoberfest. For me, I'm going this year to the one in Kitchener, and I didn't know it started off of an anniversary. I think that's really cool. And that ironworks building is so cool, right? But either way, guys, I want to know what your favorite fact was so far. Let me know down there. And hey, you know what? Maybe we missed a couple of facts too, guys. If you guys are from Germany or know more than we do, write them down there, because we always generally do part 2s on our country videos. Other than that, guys, before I bounce out of here, check out Grammarly.com. These guys are our sponsor. These guys help you improve your English. It's a totally free program. The link for that is going to be down there in the description box below. On top of that, if you guys want to hit me up on Instagram, you guys know where that is. It's also down below. But this is Germany, a country that has stood through hard times and has pushed for a better future to prove to the world that it is always trying to better itself. A place of hard work, reward, and let's not forget, home to many great beer drinkers and football lovers. A nation filled with beautiful architecture, culture, and history. This is the country of Germany, home of the true, the passionate, and this is indeed the Deutschland.
That was good. That was a good video. It was more geography now-ish than I thought it was going to be, which is good. I like it. I still like facts. It still taught me things. But, you know, one of the things I've loved so far about doing this channel and doing every country, but Germany is obviously one of the big ones as far as, you know, here in the States, the way I was taught about Germany was you know, World War II. And that's all we're taught about Germany. As I got older, I worked in the automobile industry. Obviously, you know, I learned German vehicles, and you pick up on a few things. But you know, one thing I've really enjoyed about this channel is I've got to see Germany for what it is, and I really love that, because it seems, I've never been there, but it seems like a wonderful country with a bunch of wonderful people. So I'm very glad that, you know, I've done this channel so far, and I'm doing these videos. So that was interesting. You know, let me know in the comment section down below what he missed as far as interesting facts goes, because like I said, it was more geography nowish than I thought. I thought it was just gonna be like bonker facts that everybody's gonna be like, what? Yeah. So but it was still interesting. It still taught me some things, like who I didn't know that Oktoberfest started because of a wedding, because they allowed, you know, the peasants to come to the royal wedding. That's awesome. So anyway, you know, let me know in the comments down below some facts that they missed from this video and Geography Now. What's some of the fun facts that you guys love about your country, or that if you've been to Germany that you know. Like the video if you haven't already. Share this video with all your friends. Subscribe to the channel. It's free for you. Helps me out tremendously, and I'd appreciate it very, very much. So thank you all so much for being here, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks, guys.